Shepherd here from Peak Physique. Now what we're going to show you today is our home-based workout, or you might even call it a travelling workout. A lot of our clients use this particular one when they're on the road. Now the benefits of this is of course when you're limited with equipment or you're limited with space, this can be very versatile. Put together a workout of approximately 15 to 20 exercises. Some of the exercises might be repeated during the sequence. And the important bit about it is how you actually structure the session. Now what will happen is the exercises will tend to flow in terms of a bit of a sequence. They'll move from different types of body parts and also different types of movements that are used in your full body. And in addition to that, what we'll be doing is giving you guidance in terms of how you can structure that time-wise. For many people, they'll be working in such a way that they might be going for say 45 seconds on the exercise, with roughly a 15-second transition. So just enough time to get yourself set for the next exercise. So the whole workout will take you roughly about 20 minutes. So it's obviously for the person who's very time poor, it's for the person who's very equipment poor, and then finally, space poor. So if you don't have much space in terms of where you can work out. So let me show you through the exercises and the technique. Now with the time-based intervals, you can start to choose based on your level of experience and in terms of what you're looking to get out of the session, how you could structure those time-based intervals. So for some people, they might only make 30 seconds, but they might have a 30-second rest in between. You get the drift? For others, it might be 20 seconds on with a 40-second rest. However, for others, they might want to go for a full 50 seconds with a 10-second transition. So we're working on the minute, every minute, and here's the exercises, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy them. Thanks very much, and I'll chat to you. G'day, how you going? It's Brad Shepherd here from Peak Physique, and I'm here to show you through some of our home workouts, or they might even be travelling workouts. So come through with me step by step, and I'm going to be showing you them exercise by exercise with the techniques. Now remember, that with each of these exercises, there's going to be some variations in there. So what that means is you can either make them a little bit more challenging, or possibly pull them back a little bit or regress them a little bit based on your level of experience and how much training you've done before. So let's kick it off and get straight into it. First exercise is going to be a wide stance squat. So you're going to take a wide stance, around about shoulder width apart. You're going to be squatting down and drawing your elbows to the front of your body. So I'll run you through a few reps. So it goes like so, trying to keep your torso nice and upright, and from side on. That's the squat. The second exercise is going to be the push-up. Now there's a few different variations in a push-up show. I'll show you a couple of these to you now. Now if you're at a more advanced level, you can choose the standard push-up, which looks a bit like this. Hands on the ground, straight down, straight back up. Straight down, straight back up. Alternatively, you might be able to rest your hands on some type of apparatus like a chair or a bench. So you can see here I'm using a chair. I'll stabilise my torso and I'll draw myself down and then back up. To regress that a little bit, I'll make it a little bit easier. I can even start on my knees. So hands on the chair, drawing down and then back up. So you see there's a whole bunch of different variations for the push-up. The next exercise on our home workout is going to be our single leg lunge. Looks a little bit like this. We're going to put one foot to the front, one at the back, taking your hands over the head. Actually, even before we get to that spot, just get yourself lunging up and down. So it's one foot up, one down. Nice. Then what I'm going to do is take my hands up and over the top. So it's hands up and over, interlock my fingers, and then draw down and then back up. Down and then back up. And I'll show you that from side on. There you have it. That's going to be the single leg lunge. Our next exercise is going to be a single leg lunge, but we're going to add a dumbbell press to that. So it looks a little bit like this. So we take the dumbbells up, we lunge down, we come up to press overhead. That one again, we lunge down, come up to press overhead. A couple of variations on that one. What you can do is come down, press overhead, or you can choose to come down, do the press while you're down the bottom, and then stand back up. That one's a little bit more advanced. What you could also do, come down, press overhead on a 45-degree angle, then back down. So a few different variations on that one for you. Our next exercise is going to be what we call a dumbbell thruster. So it's dumbbells up to the top, squatting down, standing up to pressing over the top. Squatting down, standing up to pressing over the top. The next exercise is what we call a walking lunge. So it looks like this. I'm going to be lunging as I walk along. Take one step, then down. One step, and then down. Now I can also do that exercise in reverse. So I step backwards, then down. Backwards, then down. Backwards, and then down. Now another variation on that one is I can do a combination of a squat and a lunge. So I lunge, and then I squat. And then I lunge on my opposite leg, and then I squat. So I lunge on the opposite leg, and then I squat. And I can also do that one in reverse. So I can lunge, and squat. And lunge, and squat. So that's a lunge and squat, travelling combo. Next exercise you'll be looking at, especially great for when you're travelling, is using the TheraBand or some type of stretchy or bungee cable. Now these are a great and very versatile tool. The good bit about travelling with these is that you can take these just about anywhere. So let me show you the first exercise. What I'm going to be doing is kneeling down, taking the tension of this exercise so that I can do an overhead press and back down. Press and back down. Press and back down. Now keep in mind that these come in variable resistances. So my advice would be, if you're just starting out, is to pick one that's quite easy to move so that you're not working as hard in the first instance. That's the overhead band press. Exercise using the band is going to be a side raise. So looks like this again. I'm going to kneel down again, and my goal here is to be drawing this up to the side. So I lift that up to the side and then back down again. Lift it up to the side and then back down again. That's your side raise. Next exercise that we'll be doing is what we call a side oblique raise. Now a couple of different variations on this one, and I'll show you them right now. So one of them is actually going to be coming down to the ground, resting on my hip, and just starting to draw my hip off the ground just slightly so I can engage those oblique muscles. And you'll see then my shins and the bottom of my knee were still planted on the ground. At a more advanced level, I can take myself right up and hold, and then back down again. That exercise we call the side oblique. Next exercise is what we're going to be called a jumping jack. So it looks a little bit like this, is that I'm going to start in my bent knee position, my athletic position. I'm going to jump my hands out, hands up to the side, back down, down, like so. So I go into a squat position, one stand squat, side shoulder raise. Wide stand squat, side shoulder raise. Both happening at once. That's our jumping. The next one's going to be called a tricep dip. Just about every home or hotel will have one of these. You pick yourself up a chair, and it's going to be like so. You're resting your hands on the chair, keeping your torso nice and upright, just bending through the elbows, dropping down, and then straight back up again. Bending through the elbows and down, straight back up again, and then that one more time, straight back up again. That's what we call the tricep exercise I'm going to show you. It's called a lying hip raise. It's all for working what we call the posterior chain, which does include your butt muscles. Very important one. So let me show you this one as I run you through it. I'm going to go down to the ground. And from this position, what I'm doing is lying down, hands to the side, opening up the palms, and from there I'm lifting my hips up into the air and squeezing my butt muscles at the same time. Hips down and back up. Down and back up. That one we call the lying hip. The next exercise is a bit of a combination. Call it an elbow to knee. So it looks a bit like this. Is that I'm in a lunge position. I'm going to be going opposite elbow, opposite knee. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Trying to keep my torso nice and upright. My knee travelling right through the centre line of my foot. If you can't get all the way down to the knee, that's okay. You can just go part way, part way, part way, and you can build up to increase that range of motion. That's what we call elbow. Using the band again for some bicep curls, so it looks like this. I stand on the band, and from there I curl up and back down, up and back down, up and back down. This next exercise is what we call an inverted pull, and basically what it's all about is stimulating the muscles of the upper back. So I take my band, I link it over something here. I've just wrapped it over this machine. However, you can do this at home. Wrap it around maybe a door handle or maybe an archway or something like that. So from this position, what I'll be doing is drawing down and squeezing my two shoulder blades together. Coming back up, drawing down and squeezing my two shoulder blades together. That's the critical part of the movement, is the bottom part of it. Arms come up, draw down and squeeze together. Come up, down and squeeze together. You've got to be mindful to not let the tension off this band. So what I'll often see people do is let the tension off up the top. So it's down the bottom and squeeze, down the bottom and squeeze. That's what we call an inverted. The next exercise I'm going to be showing is what we call the tricep push down, but we're going to use the band again. Again, as I said, very versatile piece of equipment, and it looks like this, is that I'm going to set myself up, draw my two elbows together into my side and push down. So I'm straightening at the elbow, bending at the elbow and then straightening at the elbow. Bending at the elbow and then straightening at the elbow. That's what we call a tricep push down.